This is the cycle that keeps anxiety alive. Social situations appear, anxiety rises. You avoid or escape, anxiety drops. Your brain learns avoiding works. Some people don't fear judgment as much as they analyze interaction intensely. Your brain tries to decode everything: tone, expressions, hidden meaning, what the other person is thinking. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for thinking and making decisions, goes into overdrive. Now the brain is doing several tasks at once: listening to conversations, interpreting signals, predicting reactions, monitoring the interactions. Too many mental processes are running at the same time. So you're having the conversation and analyzing the conversation simultaneously. The heavy mental load is often experienced by the body as. Have you ever walked into a conversation and suddenly your brain becomes a detective? You start analyzing everything. Did that tone mean something? Did I say something wrong? Did I act weirdly? Your brain starts running social analytics like it just opened 10 browser tabs. Here's the weird part. What if it's not actually about fear of people at all? What if it's about your brain trying to protect your place in the social world? Most people think social anxiety is about people, but this isn't the same thing as being shy. Shyness is a personality style. Social anxiety is when the brain's threat system turns on in social situations. Fear of judgment, fear of embarrassment, fear of rejection. Sometimes the people who experience social anxiety the most are the ones who care the most about genuine connection, not surface interaction, not social performance, real understanding. But here's where it gets interesting. For some people, it's fear of judgment. For others, it's overthinking every signal. And for many, it's avoiding situations that feel uncomfortable. But underneath all three is the same hidden mechanism. Your brain is trying to protect your social safety. And sometimes that protection system runs a little too hard. Let's say you meet someone new. Your brain quietly starts running background processes, reading facial expressions, interpreting tone, predicting what they mean, checking whether you responded correctly. And meanwhile, the conversation is still happening. So now you're doing two things at once: having the conversation and analyzing the conversation. That split attention creates tension, not because people are dangerous, but because your brain is running too many social calculations at once. Most people experience social anxiety through one or a mix of three of these loops. Fear of judgment. Your brain worries about how you're being evaluated. What if I say something stupid? What if they think I'm awkward? The amygdala, the brain's threat detector, treats rejection as a danger signal because historically, being rejected from the group could mean losing safety. So your brain becomes hyper aware of how you're perceived. Then there's over-monitoring. Some people don't fear judgment as much as they analyze interaction intensely. Your brain tries to decode everything: tone, expressions, hidden meaning, what the other person is thinking. The prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for thinking and making decisions, goes into overdrive. Now the brain is doing several tasks at once: listening to conversations, interpreting signals, predicting reactions, monitoring the interactions. Psychologists sometimes call this cognitive overload. Too many mental processes are running at the same time. So you're having the conversation and analyzing the conversation simultaneously. The heavy mental load is often experienced by the body as anxiety. And then there's avoidance reinforcement. This is the cycle that keeps anxiety alive. Social situations appear, anxiety rises. You avoid or escape, anxiety drops. Your brain learns avoiding works. So the next time, the anxiety becomes even stronger. The three loops we just talked about: fear of judgment, over monitoring, and avoidance, look slightly different on the surface, but they're all running the same underlying program. Your brain is trying to protect something extremely important: belonging, connection, and reputation. For most of human history, losing your place in the group could literally threaten your survival. So the brain evoked a system that constantly asks, am I socially safe? If the answer feels uncertain, the brain increases its protection. More monitoring, more protection, more avoidance. But here's the contradiction. The system designed to protect connection can accidentally create distance. The more the brain tries to control the interaction, the less natural the interaction becomes. In other words, trying to control the outcome of the interaction can actually block the natural flow of the interaction. And that tension gets interpreted as something is wrong, which makes the brain try even harder. So social anxiety isn't really about people being dangerous. It's about a protection system that cares a lot about your social place in the world. Most people approach conversations like a puzzle to solve. What do they mean? Am I saying the right thing? How am I coming across? But the connection doesn't come from perfectly decoding the interaction. It comes from shared presence. When you shift from trying to control the interaction to becoming a little more curious about the person, the brain relaxes. Next time you're in a conversation, try this small experiment. Instead of analyzing the interaction, ask yourself one question. What am I curious about with this person? Maybe what excites them? What do they enjoy? What are they passionate about? Let curiosity guide the conversation instead of analysis. You're not shutting off awareness. You're letting the interaction unfold instead of trying to control it. Humans are strange creatures. The thing we do to try to improve connection, trying to read people perfectly, can sometimes create distance. But when we loosen that control, connection often happens more naturally. Try the experiment. Just collect the data. Don't believe me. Test it.